the temple. And so we told her to kind of batten down the hatches, stay away from the mirror in her house that had been given to her by the church. And we go off to the temple, and Yulia sneaks inside and starts poking around while Gorath and McMuffin are supposed to wait outside, and McMuffin has the idea to go to a late night tailor and get some disguises. So they're planning on sneaking in disguised as couriers or delivery men or whatever you want to call them. And they're doing this right about the time that Yulia gets confronted by some bootleg Power Rangers. And I think that's where we left off.
I think Taylor is a bit of a stretch for where he bought his clothes.
Thrift store, secondhand? I don't know.
I mean,
where did we buy our clothes from?
I mean,
what?
It was a store. It had, quote unquote, a store. We don't know. Do your clothes smell a little, McMuffin? Do they?
I don't know. I'm gonna assume that they were clean, but are they like smelly?
That is quite the assumption.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You should assume they were clean.
Well, McMuffin was more so for practicality. He wanted help. He wanted to be helpful. He didn't really care about fashion right now.
Sure.
I'm a fishbowl and all.
Yeah, exactly. I'm impressed that you can balance a fishbowl with getting Gorath's like a tent-sized frock on, and it's impressive.
I love that McMuffin is still carrying that fishbowl around.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact if he gets into combat, he's gonna just put it down, like out of combat, and then just go and say, "All right, I'll be over there in a minute." I'll be there in a minute. I just gotta fish. I gotta just feed my fish.
Cool. Yeah. So where do we start? Let's see. I think because we ended with Yulia, we'll prolong the tension for a second, and we will shift our camera, as it were, over to the delivery alley, whatever, the alley on the west side of the temple. I don't think we really had a good sense of where McMuffin, you had given Gorath his, let's say, tent, and he is wearing his tent now. Is that true or no?
Yes.
Yeah, Gorath would, play along.
With a frumpy hat. Probably, worn over your skull cap, I would think. Maybe?
I'm just imagining.
All I have to.
I'm just imagining Fat Homer. Have you ever seen that episode where he just walks around wearing in a silly hat?
I think I know what you're talking about. Can we also just talk about how we are the saviors of this world? Like we're their heroes.
Totally.
Just let that be known.
That tends to happen when
when
you're the player characters.
We are literally going to save the world, and you have a fucking prepubescent teenager carrying a freaking fish, an orc with a freaking bull hat, and a mom.
Yep.
A mom. Ouch.
Team Mom.
And I just rolled Die of Fate. Yeah, those clothes don't smell good.
Girl, does it smell weird in here, or is it just me?
I mean, the clothes that you bought don't smell great, but...
Nah, aren't we used to that by this time?
I want to roll to see if I recognize the smell of these clothes.
Awesome.
Let's see that. Let's make it, I don't know, intelligence.
Sure. Yeah, you're not sure what it smells like. It's possible, but you can't tell for sure that it smells like a sentry egg. Ooh. Fat Homer. I don't know what a sentry egg smells like, but I think maybe Gorath does now. But he doesn't know what it is. Yeah, so you guys, let's start here. Let's start. Gorath was kind of standing guard outside. I think a window. At one point, you guys were doing the Scooby Doo like stand on my shoulder thing, which is hilarious. But that's probably over. Only because there was no one to stand on Gorath's shoulders. I assume, McMuffin, you showed up with the goods. You guys put them on and started heading towards the alleyway. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe take it away, you two. Tell us what this plan is. Where are we going with this?
All right, where are we going with this?
All right. So our job is to just simply get in there, act like we're supposed to be there, and then find Yulia.
But don't we know where she is?
Well, I mean, we just can't walk into somewhere and expect that they're not going to question why we're here. I mean, we're kind of out of place, don't you think?
Yeah.
So that's why these outfits are here for.
Right.
Out of character. Ignore the fact that he's holding a fucking fish tank and totally doesn't have 12 potions in his back pocket.
I think you have 10 now.
10 now,
the
excuse me.
fish to the lady of the church.
As an offering.
Requested in fish.
Gorath, I'd give you a high five, but you are a damn genius.
Well, thank you.
And hilariously,
I know.
it happens to be
All right.
Friday. It is Friday today, so perfect delivery of the fish fry.
Fish day.
Okay,
Shall we?
cool. So, with that genius plan that cannot fucking miss, you guys head towards the alleyway. The alleyway is fairly long. It is all cobblestone. Looks like it is pretty clean. It has that classic like cobblestone wet look, like someone, like the deliveries come, dirty the place up, and somebody cleans, scrubs the place. You guys are walking north along the west wall. It's a very large, very high. I'd say at least 20 feet high stone wall that covered in ivy and vines of whatever nature. It kind of morphs, like you see the end of the wall and the beginning of the building next door that seems to be like slightly tall. You guys are in the heart of the city, so that they tend to build up here, which is kind of impressive. Cool, but it gives a nice. It's a long, straight alleyway. You can see it's fairly dark. Let's see. Yeah, there's like there's a better half of a moon, so there's a little bit of light. It's pretty nice out. Stars, of course. The entrance to it's one of those things where you see down. There's a light. You can see where a large door, with an oil lamp probably hanging over the top. It's a very large like you could. It looks like a barn door almost, right? And it looks like the alleyway continues around the corner, but it goes off into darkness. It's fairly dark. It's not well lit back here, and that's where you guys are. What do you want to do?
Well, we should knock on the door, right?
Best bet.
Right. Gorath will knock 3 times.
Cool. So you guys walk up. It's actually like a ramp that goes up to the door. So the door is not on the ground level. But yeah, so you guys are like kind of up. You walk up to the huge door, it's a barn door, and you can see that there is like a little cutout of a normal sized door in the large door, and you knock 3 times.
On the ceiling if you want me.
And you knock, and nothing really happens, except then you're like you're waiting, and no one comes to the door. But all of a sudden you feel like a loud. You can feel the ground rumble a little bit, like kush, and you feel it. You don't see anything yet.
They're taking a long time.
Should we try to open it?
But the sound is coming from behind you, from back towards the street. By the way,
McMuffin looks down the street, and he looks at Gorath and says, "Maybe it's best we go inside. Maybe they're just like waiting. Maybe they're not even there, and that's okay."
Gorath will take a peek down the alleyway and see if he sees anything real quick.
roll me wisdom for perception. Let's see. What do you see?
And I do have that awareness.
Oh, yeah. Okay, do awareness. Sure.
3d6.
3d6. Yep.
9.
Cool. Yeah, you see something very large, like shadow kind of moving. You can barely make it out, but yeah, it looks big, and it looks like there's multiples. And again, and now it sounds like more thuds, and it almost sounds like giant footsteps.
I think maybe we should get inside.
Yeah, I like that idea.
So, yeah, go ahead and open that door now, McMuffin.
Muffin's gonna, he's gonna, using one of his hands, he's gonna open the door.
Cool. So you're like, because this is a large fish tank, so you're one-arming the fish tank. Let's give me some decks. Let's see how this goes. If you're trying
to... This is gonna be perfectly fine. Give me a second. Let me check my deck stat, because that'll be probably a
McMuffin, you gotta open that door.
Cool.
That passed.
So yeah, a little of the water splashes, right? but you're able to. I'm assuming you're right-handed, maybe, and you're grabbing it all with one hand. You're holding the fish tank with your right hand, and you're doing that, like lifting your leg up to support it and grabbing at the door. And the door's locked.
Yeah. Gorath, would you be a kind delivery man and take open the door?
Sure. Yep.
We're handyman as well.
And as you're saying that, you hear goosh, goosh, and you can if you were to look down. I'm not sure if you're looking. Are you trying to look, or are you trying to just get this door open?
Yes.
Yeah. McMuffin's just gonna look at Gorath and says, please, can you do this faster, please, Gorath?
Gorath will try to open the door.
Do you look down the alleyway, or are you just like not? You're like, I don't see it. I don't see anything. I'm just concentrating on the door.
Gorath, go to put his hand on the door and tug and look over his shoulder, kind of thing.
Got it. Yeah,
looking back as he's trying to open the thing.
And when you look back, you see 3 huge stone golems coming right for you.
Okay. McMuffin's going to look at Gorath and says, give me a second. He's going to put down his fish tank. He's going to go in his bag. He said he's going to pull out one of these potions, and he's going to say, you might want to move back. And he's going to lob it at the doorknob. Or, well, no, not lob. He's going to pour it all over the doorknob.
Oh, no.
What? A random potion?
Yep. If it can, it should incinerate the doorknob. That's the hope.
Hold on.
Oh no! Oh yes, this is about to be our answer.
I'm looking. So you're randomly grabbing a thing out of your bag.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Let's find out. Good luck. Cool. So this is like you pull out. It's like a. This is pretty cool. Hold on, I have to figure this out. Weird. So this is kind of a... What the hell does this thing do? Oh, Jesus. Cool.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
But I'm tempted to re-roll, but nope, let's do it. Cool.
No, don't re-roll. Let's do it.
So this is, you pull out, like, it's kind of like a wet bag, right? Like, it's weird. That's the one you pulled out. This was not a vial. It was like kind of a wet, soggy bag. And you like, there's like a little, like it's tied, and you pull the tie off and just throw the bag on the door. This is a weird, it's like a chunky yellow liquid. It smells bad. It feels funky, like probably like slime, like a chunky slime. Like if you made slime out of cottage cheese, that was yellow, it would be that.
Oh, that's gross.
But like you get it all over your hands to put it on there, and McMuffin like falls and shatters to the ground and turns into 3 versions of himself, small versions of himself.
What?
If I had Audacity, like the freaking app, all I would want to do is just like have an echo of my voice. I can't do that. So
You're talking like this. So I'm gonna say you're like, however, you're a third. There's 3 of you now, and like you're each third of the size of yourself. Wow.
Does he realize that happened, or is he just like still looking at the door?
Now there's 3 of you looking up at what you're like. Did this door just get really, really big? Like, what just happened?
Koraf, what is this door bigger, or is it just me? And you hear 3 exact versions of himself speaking.
Oh my god, McMuffin.
What? What?
Is the concoction on both doors?
Yes. Now he got it. He probably had to pull it out of the bag and slap it onto the door, and so the doorknob probably also turns into 3 versions of itself, like small, tiny versions of itself, but also McMuffin. So they're like McMuffin-sized handles now. Like if McMuffin was, let's say, 5 feet, like you're like a buck and a quarter feet, 3 of you. I don't know, but I was not expecting this.
God.
Random potion generators. Super fun. I don't know, but you hear thud, and you see the stone golems getting closer.
Gorath is going to just like full on try to Sparta kick the door open.
Cool. Also, roll me. Let me see. Hold on. Oh yeah. So when this happened to McMuffin, when you shrank, you just kind of like shatter and like fall like. But the fish tank, hits the ground but does not shatter, and it's just like sitting on the ground. It's bigger.
Yeah,
it's
I
about
thought
the
he had
same
already
size
put it
as
down.
you. Oh, did you? No, he was holding it. He was one arming it, but it did not
Okay.
shatter. You did not drop it, and it didn't break.
Thank
but
God.
now you're just like a little bit bigger than it is.
Huh? Did the fish tank get bigger? And Goraf, can you please get that door open? I'm kind of scared.
I'm sorry, Garth. I talked over you. What were you doing?
I was going to try to Sparta kick the door open.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, let's have it.
Let's see.
Strike that sucker.
Come on.
Oh, nice. 13. Cool. Yeah. You kick that thing right open. I'm going to say you smash one of the 3 handles. Like, who knows? I don't know. And the door just bangs open. That's the small door, right? Like you're kicking in the normal sized door that is cut into the giant door, the barn door.
Okay.
Apparently they have huge deliveries here. Who knows?
Gorath will just say, "McMuffins, go in. I'll get the fishbowl."
McMuffins.
Plural. I love the plural.
The hash browns.
Yep. He's now a Happy Meal. He's a fucking Happy Meal, for sure. Oh my god, yeah, that's fucking funny.
The select toys.
Oh yeah, yeah. It came with a fishbowl.
And Gorath will just like grab the fishbowl by the lip and like just with no care whatsoever, just grab it and get inside.
Cool. Like, yeah, I imagine you like almost bowling it, like it, throwing it through the door. Cool. Yeah, and you see the three golems, coming up the ramp. I don't know if you still have the door open, let's say.
Yeah, Gorath will like try to close the door. He just broke the damn thing, but he'll like kick it with his heel as he's going in, and try to get a feel for his current surroundings.
Cool. Cool. So you guys are in like a large, like a large hallway, because the doors, it would be like kind of a barn, but then it's just a large, it almost looks like a storage / like garage, or like essentially like a loading dock, right? And then you see a smaller door, set of doors that, and you can see that you're off the kitchen, basically, through those smaller doors. So this is a big. Right now, it's empty. Like there might be like various like accoutrements in there, like some sacks of bruh and whatever.
Okay. Gorath, not feeling completely safe, will try the nearest door.
Cool. With the McMuffins. Cool. Yeah. The door is ajar. You can see right into the kitchen.
I thought it was a door, not a jar.
It is a door. Oh, I get it. I see what you did there. Exactly. This I did not expect. Cool. So you see like what appears to be a fairly large kitchen, right? Like an industrial kitchen for the time. Big hearth. It appears to be empty currently.
Well, does there appear to be another door through the kitchen?
Yeah, like you see it, like the kitchen has the normal staples, like a large, like almost, you probably couldn't walk into it because you're too tall, but like almost a walk-in, like, stone oven kind of thing, like for fire and whatever. There's a very large table, like wood long table. You'd expect this is where the people that work here eat and, create meals and what churchy affairs, And yeah, at the other end, you see like another couple of what appear to be like, like reasonable doors that lead out.
Okay. Gorath, I think, at this point is wanting to put as much distance between himself and the giant stone golems.
Mm-hmm.
And will kind of ask the McMuffins to, kind of just let's go through there kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And McMuffin's gonna say, yeah, sure, but I don't know why you keep saying my name in plural.
Has McMuffin really not noticed?
I really do think he just does. I think it's like happening. They're all doing it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So he just thinks he just hears his voice a little bit louder.
Right.
And it just thinks that something just happened, but he's not paying too much attention.
McMuffin, do you not see yourself right now?
All the McMuffins sort of turn in sequence. Gorath says, no. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't have time to explain, just follow.
All right.
Yulia,
Yes.
you are staring at 3 robed figures. Again, you are in the main area of the temple, inside the temple, in the large room. You had just made noise from the closet. You'd spun around. You're now looking at a trio of color guard. The foremost is yellow, flanked on either side by orange and purple.
Yeah, bootleg Power Rangers. That's what I
Yep,
said.
totally.
Yep. Okay. I'm assuming Yulia is still standing in this little storage closet thing.
Yeah, I'm sure you're outside of it. You opened it, shit fell out, and made noise. You spin around, and yeah, I'd say you're about 10 feet, 10, 12 feet from these guys.
Can you... Do I need to roll for it? But can you tell me what else is in the storage closet? I know she had picked up a couple of uniforms.
Oh, yeah. So you have uniforms. I mean, you have, like, essentially cleaning supplies. Like, I think the things that fell were probably, like, candle lighters, like long, sticks that would light candles, up on the ceiling, that kind of thing. Possibly a broom or mop or something. I don't have privy to the medieval cleaning closet exactly, but let's go with candle lighters.
I've got one of 2 options that I'm considering, and they could both go very, very badly depending on my role. But I'll go ahead and say that I'm going to assume that the storage closet door kind of opens out into the hallway rather than opening into the storage room itself. Just going to, as quickly as possible, dive into the storage room, grab one of the candle lighters. I'm assuming they're made out of some kind of metal.
Yes.
And just jam it through the pole handle and or the door handle and try to block the entrance and give her a little bit of time.
Cool. Yeah, you don't need to roll from that. For sure you can do that. This is awesome. So you jump in the closet. Yeah, you slam the door shut. You take one of the candle lighters and jam it down to the handle to the point where it is now you are locked in, inside the closet. That's what you wanted to do, right?
That gives me just enough time. She's going to just panic and pull out the book that she's been using and
which one?
I have it written down as Maven's book, the one that you can sort of ask it about the mirror plane and or something like that. So she's gonna just like yank that thing out and hurriedly, ask it under the assumption that these are indeed mirror doppelgangers that have entered the material world. She's going to just ask, okay, mirror doppelgangers, what is their weakness?
First off, you're in the dark.
Yes. I don't care. I think, let's see, what do I have? I'm assuming, no. I'm going to make up some shit and assume that there's some light coming through the crack underneath the door.
Cool. So yeah, so you're like you're laying on the floor with the book like wedged into a little crevice that can see some light, and there's enough light shining on the book now that you can kind of see the pages. And you ask it what?
I ask it if the mirror creatures, I don't know, if they have any weakness that can be exploited. I'm assuming Windex would only make them more powerful.
Vinegar-based solutions, which just so happens you can smell in a jug next to you, the vinegar.
Literally, sure. Vinegar-based solutions.
I mean, you can smell the vinegar coming from. I mean, what else would you clean stuff with in medieval times?
Okay.
I mean, it's no 409 or anything, you know, or Mr. Clean, but still. Yeah. What? Okay. Hold on. That's a good question. I'm trying to. Got to give me a second to think about that one.
I was trying to think about this a couple of weeks back. Like, what the hell would mirrors even be weak to, except for like exceptionally ugly people?
Exactly. Yeah, but the doppelgangers are basically you in every single way. So this is what the book would say. Yeah, doppelganger, right? Like. If you see your doppelganger, I'm going to answer almost like you're asking, like the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah.
And it says,
accurate.
Doppelganger. Your doppelganger. When you enter the mirror plane, you immediately create a doppelganger of yourself somewhere. Your doppelganger knows your location, almost certainly. Every second you're in there. You will recognize your doppelganger immediately. If you see your doppelganger, you might think about getting the fuck out of there. That should certainly be a consideration, because if they kill you, they can basically become you and walk out of the mirror plane. They are trapped in the mirror plane until that occurs.
Okay, but we're not talking about Yulia's doppelganger specifically, I don't believe. We're talking
Correct.
About doppelgangers that have already gone into the material world.
Yes. And then it's the second paragraph says, because you asked about weaknesses, and it says, doppelganger weaknesses. A doppelganger will have any weakness that the original had.
Unfortunately, I don't have a fine sherry on me.
Mm. And that's all it really knows. And as you read that last sentence, you see the light out through the crack in the door go dim, and there's a light knock at the door.
Well, I don't trust that for a fucking second.
Do you recoil from the door, or what do you do?
I say, go away. There are only mops in here.
Land shark? No, kidding.
I am the queen of the mops. You may not intrude upon my territory.
Come back later. We're doing the dishes. And you hear just like a quiet voice say, "The lady would see you now."
Oh, I like that even less.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the lady I'm busy. I'll see her in just a little bit. I've got to powder my nose. I'm washing my hair.
You're doing the dishes. And you say that in like what seems like an eternity of silence. And then 3 more knocks. Knock, knock, knock. The lady will see you now.
Well, yeah, the lady can come here if she's so hot to meet up.
Awesome. And so you hear a little bit of shuffling, and you hear what could sound like hinges being removed from a door.
Okay, Yulia scrambles to put her book away, and she will crouch down so that she's ready to kind of burst out of there when the door opens, but she's still low enough that she wouldn't be at eye level or might not be immediately obvious. And she grabs some of the clothing that is laying around, and she just waits with the clothing in her hands.
Cool. And yeah, so you hear what sounds like the hinges being removed, and they're removed. And then a gentle tug at the door, click, click, see if the door opens, and just kind of the door gently comes ajar, and you can see Yellow, and either you can't tell one of the other two, just gently slides the door away.
Okay.
And now,
as soon as she has enough room to do so. Wait, are you finished? Sorry.
No, go ahead. It's you.
As soon as she has enough room to do so, she is going to chuck the clothing right in Yellow's, over Yellow if she can.
Okay.
And just haul ass out of the room and down the hall.
Cool. So roll me some dex. Let's see how your clothing attack works.
Oscar, seriously, you are being very obnoxious.
It is kind of like Home Alone. 7.
7. Oh, God.
So you whip the clothes at Yellow, and he doesn't even flinch. They just land on his face. And the two flanking him, I think you probably hear one of them giggle. Probably. All right, so so what used to be a door is now just a doorway. Yellow is right up against the door, and the other two are flanking them. So, Yellow is wearing whatever robes you threw at him on his face currently.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, Yulia is still trying to haul ass. I don't know if she can dive between their legs or something.
Sure. Let's do a strength thing because they will definitely grapple you.
Okay. Strength is obviously not my best attribute. Let's just do a straight T6. And 6.
And
this is why you should send clerics into combat.
You run right into the arms of Orange, and he doesn't aggressively grab you, but he most certainly grapples you.
God damn it.
Yellow pulls the robes off his face and just lets them fall to the ground. And he says, No, none of that. And he looks at Orange, and they already know. She's not to be harmed, he says. But they already know this. And he motions you towards the other side of the room. The lady would like to speak to you.
Am I still being grappled? I mean, are they just hauling me there?
Yes, they are totally grappling you. You can try to break free, though. Strength check. If you would like.
I might as well.
Sure.
Unless I absolutely crit fail this and poke myself in the eye or something. 6. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? She's just struggling ineffectually, just
So, yeah, Yellow just puts his hand out follow me, and starts walking, and Orange now it's Orange and Red are kind of grappling you and walking you that way. You can tell that they're trying to be gentle, But like when you struggle, they tighten their grip. But like they're not trying to hurt you.
It's like when you just grab the back of a cat's neck and it goes limp. No, none of that.
Yep.
All right.
And so they walk you. You go. So you were kind of on the. They walk past the altar with you and go around to the other side of the room, which continues. You guys have never actually never went over to this side of the room, strangely. So around the other side, there's another this is so the altar is basically the top of a horseshoe, and you guys have been to the other side where the secret room was. Now you're going around the other side, and it's like a small hallway, and you see Yellow just kind of push up against a wall that looks just like a wall, and a secret passage opens, and it is immediately you can smell a slight waft of a pungent odor. It's interesting. The doorway itself opens up into quite a large it's like a large door. It's really just like an entire wall kind of opens in, and it's a wide, easily 2 or 3 person wide doorway. Very dark, but just from the light of the room you're in, you can see it is steps going down. And he motions for you to, go down.
All right, let's do this, I guess. Yulia straightens her clothing and tries to walk down with as much
with dignity
as you can.
Yeah, with those two holding you, and you're fixing your waistcoat and your bandolier.
Yep.
Yeah, straighten it. Yeah. Cool. So you guys start descending down into. It's very dark. So they're trying, and you, the three of you are, it's wide enough to where they can kind of help you down. With Yellow behind them now. He shuts the door. And he has a little bit of a torch. He comes up with lights a candle so you can have some semblance of light as you descend.
Okay.
McMuffins.
The McMuffins.
Gorath and the McMuffins.
You guys are headed to you're passing. The kitchen is a long, long, thin, not a very wide. It's a long room. You walk past the tables, it's like a very long picnic table with benches, and kind of to the exit of this, which is kind of they are actually swinging doors, but so that's where you guys are headed, through the swinging doors.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do?
Go through the swinging doors, of course.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
The swinging doors swing wide open. You're in a semi-familiar hallway. You have been in this hallway, and it's kind of a large round opening. I assume that because of the Lady of the Light, there is not a chandelier, but almost like a skylight with But you've been in this room before. You can see the familiar room of the. Straight ahead, there is the rich people's waiting room where you that you partially destroyed, with the secret room in it. There's other small rooms off that, but you're familiar with where you are now. To your right is the temple itself, the main room.
Should we check the weird room, or should we check the main temple, McMuffins?
We should check the main temple first.
Right.
I would assume Yulia would be there first.
All right. Let's go that way, then.
Yeah.
Cool. And you guys, you enter into the main temple. You see a door unhinged to your right, just like leaning up against the door with some clothes and some candle lighting, utensils. I don't know, like strewn about.
That looks not normal.
That. What kind of utensils are there?
Well, they're just like, yeah. Again, like if you wanted to look inside the closet? Is that what you're looking?
I mean, we could examine it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So you see, like some clothing, like like robes laying on the ground. A couple of candle lighters, like ceiling candle lighters, right? They'd be long poles with like a wick on the end of it, that kind of thing. Just strewn about. Yeah, like a mop, because I know McMuffin loves a mop handle for whatever reason, is definitely there. There's cleaning supplies, the smell of vinegar, perhaps.
Nice.
Didn't we tell Yulia wasn't the plan for her to get, like, robes for us?
Yeah.
So, and then there's this door that's unhinged with clothes that are on the ground.
Yeah.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I absolutely am. She left these clothes here for us.
Yep.
Of course.
Side note, that means Yulia is fucking doomed.
It's entirely possible.
Yulia's just idly threatening the color guard. You guys will be sorry when my backup arrives.
You're back. Three mini human, 3 dwarves, and a fucking
awesome
person wearing a freaking mop.
Cool. So yeah, we switch over to Yulia again, and this is a really long staircase. You're definitely going deep underground, but you can see ahead, light at almost literally at the end of the tunnel, and they guide you into a large room. It's a wide open room. You see, it's fairly well lit. There's a large fountain, maybe, I don't know, 10-foot circular fountain in the middle of the room that has water, and it is there are probably tens of lit candles on the lip. It's almost like you could sit on the edge of this fountain, right? And surrounding, it looks like it. You get the idea that it might almost be an offering of candles or some sort of ceremonial thing. So the room is partially lit by those candles. There are around. It's almost like it's not a perfect circle, but it's circular kind of room. Along the outsides, it looks like there are some very sturdy doors that kind of look like they may be cells, but you can't. They have that vibe, right?
What?
Like jail cells, almost like a jail cell.
Oh, okay.
But because they have bars on them, but you're not exactly sure what that is. Near the back of the room, you see a figure, and you see 2 stone tables, on one of which you recognize Yulia Wine, who is laying on the table motionless. And that's it. That's what you see.
There's nobody else?
No, you see a figure. And the figure doesn't turn to you, but asks in an unfamiliar voice, kind of, would you like some tea?
Just really quick, you said Julia. I thought the daughter was Ivana.
Ivana was the mom. Julia was the daughter.
Huh. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and fix that then. Could have sworn Julia.
I think, I don't know, if I flipped it, doesn't really matter. Like,
Okay.
was it Ivana?
Okay.
Okay, it is. Whatever.
I thought it was. Okay.
I thought it was funny because it was Yulia and Julia. Also, totally,
No, I agree. It is.
Total random name. I did not pick that name. So.
I mean, I said this last time. It's more realistic to have people that have similar or identical names than it is to have only one Yulia in the entire country or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yulia, assuming that the color guard has let her go, Yulia will rush over to the table that Ivana is laying on and try to get a look at her to see how she is, if she's breathing.
Wait, is it Ivana or is it Julia? Now I can't remember either. Let's just pick one.
Let me check my notes because I would have sworn that it was Ivana. Hold on.
Okay, cool. Let's just say it's Ivana because that'll be easier than saying Yulia or Julia because that'll be confusing.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, do I need to roll anything? I just want to check and see, what her condition is.
Cool. So you run over there, past the fountain, past the figure who is hooded and had her back to you, over to the leftmost, on your left, stone table. And you see, yes, Ivana laying there motionless. Her eyes are open, but she is not moving. And at this point, I think we should take a quick break.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, see you in 7. Let's say 7 minutes.
Are we going to snap to Gorath and McMuffin, or do we want to continue with Yulia?
I think we're going to continue with Yulia.
Okay.
You were looking down. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
You go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to point it out. I looked at my past notes, and Ivana is definitely the daughter.
Okay, I got it. I had it wrong.
Okay.
My bad.
Yep. So Yulia is, after she sees Ivana on the table in this state, she's going to turn around to the figure and just say, "What did you do to her? What's wrong with her?"
As you spin around, you see immediately you would recognize her as a hag, for sure. But she's wearing the high priestess's robes and whatnot. The wart that you had seen on the face of the high priestess is clearly present. There are more. She looks like a hag. Her voice sounds similar, but not really. It's more of her cadence of voice that you heard was almost familiar. But her voice no longer sounds like the high priestess.
Okay.
And she says, "I haven't done anything to her yet. Would you like some tea?"
With her? No, I don't want any tea. What did you do to her?
She's quite all right.
I don't know. I've been a cleric for some amount of time now, and whenever I come across someone who's motionless with her eyes open, that generally doesn't mean they're all right.
And she says, well, she can hear you. She just cannot respond currently. For this procedure, I require complete stillness.
What procedure are you talking about?
She says, changing the subject, she says, "Do you still have that brooch I gave you?"
That's actually a good question. I'm almost positive that Yulia left that at Malik's.
Yeah, probably locked in the box. He didn't take it back. He had it in a box. Cool. And she says, "Quite clever of you. I can't exactly tell where it is. I would like to get that back." And as you're standing there, you're looking around. You also notice that there is behind you now, because it was kind of dark. You notice that there is a partially burnt mirror, very large, looks very familiar to you. There's a partially burnt chest, and there is a small, sturdy-looking lock box, the size of, I don't know, like a shoebox that is also partially burnt.
Okay, so sorry, Yulia
Is typing.
not a fast writer. Burnt mirror, burnt chest.
Mm-hmm. Like a normal sized treasure chest, or just chest, like foot locker, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, mirror and chest. Anything else? Did I miss something?
A small box, almost a square, kind of the size of a square, if shoeboxes were square, but that size box, like a boutique box with heavy padlocking and such on it. But it is also partially burnt.
Okay. I don't know if it would be intelligence or wisdom. Can Yulia roll an insight check to see if she can put any of these pieces together?
Sure. I mean, you as Yulia, do you have some insight into them? I mean, do you kind of gather what's going on here, or no?
Again, I think Yulia has at least some knowledge of various occult practices. That would be how she knows about, the power of salt, summonings, and
cool.
trappings.
Yeah, so it's a question. Are you trying to understand the items you're seeing, or are you trying to understand the ritual that may or may not be going on right now?
I would say the ritual itself, the lit candles, the burnt items, the state of the victim, the hag herself, just trying to put the pieces together.
Let's roll me some intelligence. It's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
12.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was going to say, if you can't remember any of this, you could roll Decipher and maybe piece it together.
Okay.
I would think too. Yeah. So you, being of the faith, would know at least. This isn't your expertise, probably, but you would recognize as you walk down the steps, the strong, pungent smell. You could probably piece together that this is kind of where they prepare the followers that have died for whatever it is that your faith does. You can tell me with their dead, right? So. Preparing the dead for the next murmur, for their ascension into light, probably something along those lines, right?
Sounds about right.
So you would have something like this, you might be looking at this room and thinking this may have been a converted dungeon, honestly. But whatever, because it has that vibe, right? But colder, musky smelling, like being in a deep basement. Smoke in the air for sure from the candles. A pungent smell of what may or may not be formaldehyde, that kind of thing. You could see, so you would know that this is what the Lady of Light might call it, the prep room or something, but it's the morgue.
Yep. The room of passage.
Fantastic. Love that. Room of passage. Canon.
I think Yulia I don't know. I feel like this is the part of the story where the villain just monologues about their evil plan.
For sure. And so so you look at the hag. She's got like a square, square face, like, dark hair, like crinkly. She's probably not wearing the classic witch hat, hag hat at this point, but she is. So it's just interesting because she's squatty and shorter than the high priestess, right? Exactly. Okay. Gorath nailed it. Isn't that that's the dude from Up? Yeah, that's her.
Yes.
With various warts. You definitely recognized the same wart that you saw in the high priestess, which you thought was odd. And she says, "Are you sure you wouldn't like some tea?"
I would prefer to know what you're doing here. Can you serve that with some cream and sugar? I'm partial to the cream.
Do you want some tea, actually? She has it.
No.
Okay.
Yulia's not taking tea from her.
It's fair. And she says, she kind of looks at you and she says, well, you've been so clever up to now. I would wager you could tell me what's going on here.
Out of character, my thoughts are, considering that we're talking about, well, I don't know, we've got two competing storylines here. If we weren't considering the whole mirror plane aspect of it, I would assume that she's just draining the life energy from her victims and using them to make herself powerful or extend her life or something like that. But with the mirror plane aspect of it, she might be creating, I don't know, minions? So I
Why don't you fumble through some of that then in character? What would Yulia? Would that be what Yulia would think? She actually seems curious what you've pieced together. She legitimately, sincerely curious at your intellect.
Oscar, you're not helping. Okay, yeah, Yulia will tell her. I believe that you are using the mirror plane to infiltrate positions of power and obtaining victims for your own purposes.
And she says, very good. That is exactly one of the things I'm doing here.
This is exactly one of the things that I'm doing here.
Continue. What else do you see? And she would even add, I do hope that I haven't been struggling with you and your companions if you are numbskulls.
You would hope, wouldn't you?
I really would.
McMuffin's brains to
Gorath and McMuffin.
All three McMuffins.
So much. Huh. I feel like someone's talking about me.
You have 6 little ears all fluttering from burning from being talked about.
All 6 ears, oh god. Yulia will instead return with a question. Are your guards from the mirror plane?
And she says, very good. Yes, they are.
But you yourself are not from the mirror plane?
That is correct. I make very good... that was one of the first things I did in the mirror plane, honestly. Tracked down and killed my doppelganger, she would add.
She was the good doppelganger. She was the rare good doppelganger.
No.
Species.
Oh yeah. Her doppelganger. Yeah, she was very nice.
Yes.
Very pleasant.
What do you gain from creating mirror doppelgangers of these victims? What purpose could you have?
Well, my dear, I realize this is out of your expertise, but a doppelganger is much easier to control and manipulate than common folk. Sometimes. It depends.
Again, out of character, we haven't seen doppelgangers of any of the victims. We haven't seen them.
And so I see. Well, I wouldn't take the victims into the mirror plane. They come to me here. This one, and she points at Ivana, came willingly tonight, as they all do.
She came willingly, but I'm assuming not for this purpose.
I'm quite sure you're correct.
So, what, why are you bringing her to the room of passage? What are you using their life force?
And she would say, probably exactly that, something like that, yes. And with that, she pulls out this crazy-looking, it's forged glass, and, as she pulls it out, it makes a sound, almost like a weird sound, and it catches light in a very weird way, but it is clearly something between like a large chef's knife and like with a pointy end that goes it's just crazy looking.
I'm assuming this is not a tool or an instrument that Yulia has seen before.
Nope. So it's like a blade. You can almost feel how sharp it is.
Give me just some exposition. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the stuff that I have, it's not like a really satisfying end of a mystery novel where Yulia just reveals all of the things that she's learned to decipher the clues. She's mostly got questions like, why are you doing this? How does this benefit you?
And she probably actually giggles, much like I just did. And she would say, yeah, I have no idea what good it would be to be in a seat of immense power, such as the High Priestess. And yet, like that, she's basically saying, like, I'm the High Priestess. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like, wouldn't that make sense if you were?
I certainly understand taking the position of somebody in a seat of power.
Yes,
but why the victims? Why these young women?
Well, you were onto it. I need them to keep up the disguise. in order to be the high priestess and appear to be the high priestess and sound like the high priestess, one of them must die.
Oh.
And with that, we skip over to McMuffin and Gorath. What are you guys doing?
Well, initially, I think Gorath would throw on one of the robes.
Yeah, cut to the other room, and I think Gorath is like, these are kind of nice. These are like he's like brushing the arm down the sleeve, and kind of like it's fairly luxurious to what he's used to wearing, and also cut to the McMuffins, three of them trying to like. I don't know, would you stand on each other's shoulders? Would you not even realize that you're too small for any of this?
I think his brain is like... I think the thing is, what I'm gathering from the spell is that he doesn't know that there's other two like right beside him. So any action that he takes is exactly followed up by them. So I think they all go to grab that, and then he goes to tug it and then pull it on himself. Mm-hmm. But he realizes that they're all like separate, right? So they sort of just tear it. And Muffin looks at it and says, "What the hell? Why'd you do that, Gorath?"
McMuffin, there are three of you.
All I see is one of me. And he says that he takes a step forward, and the one on the right moves back, and the one on the left moves back out of his vision. I only see one.
There are all three of you. I'm not lying to you. And
okay.
Shorter. You are like at least half the size that you were.
Muffin's going to look to his right, and when he looks to his right, the one on the right like moves away. And he looks to his left, the one on the left moves away. And then he like does a swivel around, and they all swivel around at the exact same time. And he looks at Gorfus. I don't know what you're talking about. But regardless, we need to save you. Well, we need to go find Yulia.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that I don't think Yulia would have taken the door off the hinges. Doesn't really seem
sounds like a you thing.
like something she would do. I've never.
And she's not in the dining hall. So she has to be somewhere around here.
I wonder if this thing would work.
And Gorath is going to employ the use of the skull cap of light.
Oh, thank God. I was truly hoping that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
This could go really well or horribly wrong.
Hold it. Ask
That's
the
awesome.
skull cap of light, where is Yulia?
Just give me the roll. Come on.
Hold on. Yeah, and sorry, I did not have Coggle. That's where I have the rules. I have to log in because it's a new machine. Please tell me I can remember which account I use this with. Oh, let's see. Yes. Hold on. Is it there? Yeah, I got it. Cool. Go for it.
What is it? 1D. What is it?
2d6.
2d6. Okay.
I just have to look up the table now. Skull cap. Got it.
I think that's a different result.
No, it's not. You keep rolling eights.
It's 8? Oh my god.
You've rolled 8 three times on this table.
Oh my god.
Okay. What question are you asking?
Where is Yulia? It's just like that's what he asked.
Cool. Just so you know, I'm not making up. 8 is you comprehend the thing, but you try to explain it, and you can only speak a single random word.
Yep.
Wow, what are the chances?
Right. That is awesome.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to speak it. He can just
That's true.
go.
Mm-hmm. I think you would know she's down. I'm not sure you would know how to get there.
Okay. So Gorath will turn to Muffin and, he'll say,
Well, I asked the cap where Yulia is, and she's butler. No.
What?
She's no.
she's Sunlight.
Sunlight.
Banana.
Wait, but we're not anywhere in the tropics. What are you talking about?
Robot. I don't even know what that is.
What's a robot? It's like when you're a robot or something?
We need to go... Tree. God damn it.
Tree?
And then Gorath will just, point down.
Oh, we need to go down to the tree of of this place.
No.
The roots.
Well, yeah?
Gorath, you're a lot smarter than I think you are.
Thank you.
Sorry if it ever seems like I doubt you, man. What would Yulia do without us? Let's go find her now.
Yes.
So I guess we would just try and Gorath would try and find down,
What do you think he would be looking for exactly? Probably a door, right?
a door, stairs,
Yeah.
things like that. And he could try. I don't know. I don't know if this would. How dirty are the floors?
I would think they're actually pretty clean. Honestly.
Yeah. Because it's like he's got tracking skills and things like that, but I don't think there'd be anything to pick up.
Do you want to try using your tracking?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
I mean, they had just walked, so I see that as being completely plausible.
Come on, dice.
So he's got survival. Which are we casting tracking into survival?
For sure, yeah.
So I'll go roll this with advantage and.
Oh yeah, okay. So
Not
that would be
bad.
that's an 11. Really sweet. Cool. Yeah,
Nice.
so you definitely could see. Let's see. Even with the cleanest floors, and these would be. I mean, it's a temple, so it's probably fairly clean. But maybe some scuffling. You would see the hint of footprints, and we could even go so far with that nice of a roll to say like Lord of the Rings when he's like, oh, and there was a hobbit here and he was carried off. You could probably with an 11, I would say, yeah, why not? You could see. Yeah,
I almost want to say it would be almost more of a scent kind of thing.
For sure.
It could, yeah, it could be.
Absolutely. You can piece it together that Yulia was in this room, ran into others, and was taken a direction, let's say.
Okay. And then Gorath will motion to McMuffin with the hand that's holding the fishbowl. So it sloshes around. There's sloshing out of this. And we'll motion for McMuffin to follow.
Splashes water all over the floor.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, be careful of that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man, I want to see McMuffin try to carry the fishbowl again. McMuffins plural. Cool. So
don't you dare.
Cause I don't know if one of the McMuffins would actually fit in the fishbowl, but it'd be close. And so, yeah, you can clearly see a direction. They're headed. You're going around the other side. You see a hallway. that hallway, leads to something else. Who knows? And you see the tracks stop. And you're standing right where they were standing, right?
Oh, right. So they went here and they disappeared. Is there a mirror around?
Or I'll look up to see if there's a mirror in the ceiling.
And he sees no mirror.
They just disappeared? There must be some sort of secret entrance or something around here.
I am glad that you said that. How lucky.
My officer sketches. What?
It's almost like you have precognition or omniscience of some kind.
No.
Every once in a while.
Just the most logical decision. I'm kind of smart.
That's why you're the leader, McMuffin.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Wait, is that Yulia?
McMuffins.
Well, how do we find a secret passage?
I mean, can Gorath...
McMuffin looks at Goraf's axe. You can always brute force it.
Well, I mean, now you're talking my language.
I was going to ask, can Gorath see the direction of the footprints, or is it a little more vague than that?
It's probably more vague than that.
Okay.
Well, Goraf, you know what I'm thinking?
Start hitting stuff?
Yes, but first put down my fishbowl, please.
Okay.
Start hitting stuff with the fishbowl.
We'll put the fishbowl down, and then pull out his axe and just start whacking on the walls.
Cool.
Question for the McMuffins.
Yep.
Did all three of them have the exact same stuff on him, or did he just he just multiply and none of his stuff is on the other two?
It's a good question.
Ooh, that is a good question. I mean, assuming that his clothes multiplied, unless there's just two naked McMuffins running around.
True.
Oh, God, it's even worse.
I would say everything multiplied. Your tools and such, yeah, I guess. Why not? Sure.
Oh, God, the potions when I multiply.
The potions?
Yeah,
no.
but now they're only a third of as effective, maybe.
Don't give him ideas. Oh, you just gave me a bad idea.
Now you have 27 potions.
Brian, you gave me an idea, and
Okay.
I am going to so absolutely do this.
Go for it.
The Muffin's going to, all three of them, are going to grab a random potion out of their bag. all in synchronous order. So they all drop their bags, they all go into it, and they all just grab a random potion. And they're going to just start flinging it.
Do they all grab the same potion, or do
Good
they
question.
grab different potions?
I feel like if they're not looking in the bag, they're going to just grab a random potion. So, and they're just going to toss it in whatever direction.
So Gorath is winding up to hit the wall, and then he notices McMuffin reaching into his bag, and Gorath is going to jump, leap out of the way.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Has anybody here ever played Baldur's Gate?
Yes.
I have
I played the first one.
There's a character in that game who is a wild magician or a wild mage where the magic might work, or it might just do something totally fucking crazy and not helpful at all. So that's what I'm imagining right now.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So McMuffin number 1 reaches into his satchel, pulls out a vial, and uncorks it, I imagine. Or are you just going to throw it? Are you just going to huck it?
He's just going to huck it.
Okay. This one, you huck it against the wall. It's in a glass vial, so it breaks. A little gets on you, and it gets on the wall. It is a gold color, and it's steaming, which is weird.
Oh, no.
And all of a sudden, McMuffin 1, who may have been hungry or thirsty to some extent, is no longer hungry or thirsty.
Huh. Wow. This is a great meal supplement.
Cool. McMuffin number 2. Wow. Pulls out. It's like a blown glass bottle. Okay. Also hucks it. Takes it. It's a glass bottle. Hucks it at the wall. And a little splashes on him as well. And wow. I don't think you had any damage before, right? Like,
Nope.
I don't think so.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
So, like, I don't know if you ever had a bad injury or a scar. I mean, I know you have, but like, if you had a scar, that scar is now
The
gone.
coin in his skull.
Huh?
So the coin in his skull is now gone?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You did have the mark on your skull that disappears. Yeah, and it's the splash that gets on you. It's like this weird. It's very cold, and it's like it's a maroonish, almost blood color. Yeah,
This is the mark. Wait, this is the mark on his skull from the time that we did the whole fountain thing?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Dived into that 5-foot fountain.
Awesome.
Face first. It's like a Looney Tunes character.
Ah, yes. McMuffin number 3.
Come on, McMuffin number 3.
Pulls a palm-sized, although, yeah, this would be tiny, a palm-sized oak barrel attached to a short length of rope.
Oh, God.
So, like, you could almost wear it as a necklace, and you huck that at the wall, maybe the opposite wall. It breaks.
It's just whiskey.
Splashes a little on you, and all of a sudden you are more angry than you have ever been in your life, and you fly into a rage, and you feel stronger than you've ever felt in your life.
He's
But now you're
turning
angry.
green.
Basically, you're a mini Hulk.
Okay, I am so happy. Muffin number 1 is going to well, I feel like at this point, the Muffin's now actually going to start catching on because he swivels around, but he's hearing snarling, and he's like, looks like Garf. Like, Garf, are you the one snarling?
No, that's another one of you.
Huh? And he's gonna look to his right, and he's gonna catch, and he's gonna finally like see the one that's like angry. And all I just think of is that the angry one just like bulked up in muscle, so his forearms are a little bit too big for his whole entire body. And he's gonna look at that one. He's gonna look to his left one, and the one who got healed, I think. He's gonna say, "Huh? Well, that's what you meant, Goraf."
Yep, that is what I meant.
And McMuffin number 3 is gonna start punching some walls, and hopefully that works.
I'm going to give you advantage on your strength. So roll me your strength, but with advantage. 10. Sweet.
Nice.
Cool. So you are punching random walls. Die fate. Ooh. You basically are fucking up the entire hallway. Like you start and you're in a rage. You start on the wrong wall and you're just bashing the shit out of it. And then you turn.
This is teenage angst.
Yeah, and you turn to the right wall, and you can feel yourself already getting tired, because you're like pounding the shit out of stuff. And you get to the right wall, and your hand goes clear through it and gets stuck. So you, like, the door is still shut, but like your tiny little arm is now stuck. And you're like, hey! Like, I don't know what you're doing. So your hand is through the thing.
What? And I feel like the stronger one has a deeper voice, and he's gonna say, "What's going on? Why is my hand stuck?" And McMuffin 1 and 2 are gonna just help him out and try to pull him out.
At Gorath, I'm assuming you jumped, like you said, you jumped out of the way, so you jumped into like back into the room probably to get the fuck away from this. All of a sudden, you realize you're not alone in this room anymore.
Oh, who else is in this room?
You spin around, and you see two robed figures in like familiar robed garb, except one is black and one is white.
Oh, hello, fellow robe of light people. We were just patching damage to this wall.
And like, I want to roll like the equivalent of persuasion.
Oh yeah, give me your charisma, man.
It's your charisma stat,
which I'm sure is epic. Yeah.
Oh, holy crap!
What?
Wow.
That is crazy.
So black and white turn to each other, and then kind of you can see both of them like. So they're standing right in front of Gorath, and Gorath is like you're in the way, and you can see them kind of look. They both kind of peer over each one of your shoulders and look at the three McMuffins.
He had an accident, and that is why the wall is damaged. But I have told him that it's bad, and now he is working to fix the damage. It's a bad McMuffin. That's not good what you did there. It's good that you're fixing it, though. Yes?
No problem.
Holy Church of Light, we like you a lot.
And you can see black and white, almost like a beautiful black and white cookie. Look back at each other, and both of them draw their mirror-like swords. Yulia,
Gorath, you okay in there?
Yes.
Yulia,
McMuffin 1 says.
What are you doing down there? We jump back to you, and the hag, formerly known as the High Priestess,
Yep.
is clearly kind of waiting for. She feels your questions coming, and is totally fine with them.
All right.
Also, you both heard noises at the top of the stairs, and like yellow remains fixed and in the way, like blocking the stairway, while orange and purple kind of look back, but they don't move. They just stay right here. But they do notice the sound.
Yeah, I was going to ask if they noticed the knocking around.
Mm-hmm.
Yulia will ask the hag, how long have you been doing this?
And she said, this is a recent development. I don't. Hold on. Let me. Let's diafake that. Oh yeah. She would stupidly, because she rolled a 1. Say, This was my part in this whole thing.
Your part.
And she realizes, you get the sense like she's like, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. But and then she would say something like, come, you probably have many more questions. What would you really like to know about this?
Who is Bunny? Oh. Who are you working with? Why did you come here? How do you know about the mirror plane? How long have you known about the mirror plane? It's just like an endless flood of questions that Yulia is trying to sort through.
Yeah, totally. And she probably has a smile on her face again, right? Like thinking that that's adorable. And she would say, she would probably say something like, "This isn't one of those shows where the bad guy spills their guts too." So, questions of those nature, I cannot answer for you. I can tell you about the here and now, if you'd like.
Processing. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. No problem. I'm also watching one cat stalking another cat. Strangely.
I heard a cat in the background meow.
Yeah, I heard a meow too.
The smaller cat is the one that stalks the bigger cat, which is funny.
Yulia will start with something small. What is the brooch exactly that you gave me?
And she says, that is just my way of... those are... Essentially, those give me... Smalley is... He is crying.
Aww.
That's just a tracker. It allowed me to know where you were.
Why would you bother tracking me? Have you heard of me before?
And she would say, when I first met you, I had heard tell. You guys spilled the beans. She's like, the mark on your... I can't remember where your mark was, Yulia. I think it was your forearm. Or no, it was probably the back of one of your hands.
I believe it was the back of my hand, yes.
Yeah. That mark, that was very interesting to me. How, I mean, don't get me wrong. The three of you are adorable, but how the three of you are able to do any fucking thing is beyond me.
We're also mystified.
But those marks are something I would like to possess.
How can you use the mirror plane if you don't have a mark of your own?
Well, I am a hag, so magicians... Have you not seen any of the mages walking the halls? Oftentimes they are... Nobody really likes hanging out in the mirror plane that much, so they do tend to get from A to B. But, yeah, there are those of us with the skill. But you and your friends do not possess this skill. And yet... So that is something I assume you can understand why somebody might want to be able to replicate that.
I don't know if they knew the full repercussions of what we had to do in order to get these marks. I imagine if you have a way to traverse the mirror plane without them, that would be preferable.
For sure. But that is not my worry. And she says, and I feel we're getting close to finding this cave. You so generously pointed with, I believe his name is Gorath. Gorath's sword pointed us in the right direction.
Oh,
Hopefully,
shit. Does Gorath's sword know where this cave is? Just out of character.
it did.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh my god. Wow, we had the whole story figured out from the very beginning, and we didn't even know. Wow.
Yes, and out of character, she doesn't know that you traveled in time to get there. So, but she knows they are looking for that cave for sure. Out of character,
Oh. Normally, I would tell her that anyone who wants to have one of these marks has to give up something great in order to do so. I imagine these are her lackeys that are doing it, so she probably doesn't give a crap.
Exactly right.
Yeah. I guess I'll go with how long have you been seeking out these avenues traversing the mirror plane? Basically, how long have you been doing this? That's a big question.
Doing what specifically?
Using the mirror plane in order to create lackeys.
She would say, she would say something like, "Well, I mean, I needed some guards."
Well, you have some guards, so what else do you need?
A continuous supply of guards.
Do you go through them that quickly?
She said, "Sadly, yes." Surprising rate. You get the sense that she is like, she couldn't be happier to answer your questions because she has 0 people to talk about this with.
She's been dying to do her villainous monologue for a long time.
Exactly. She's actually, you can tell she's quite enjoying this.
She's got notes in her journal. So is this the end result? You seek a position of power and a way to maintain it? Is that really the depth of it?
And she, because she had already divulged things, she says, "This is my part of it. Yes."
How many people have a hand in this exactly?
That I can't tell you. And I won't tell you. She would say both.
Yulia will go ahead and ask her.
And as you, Gorath, what do you... Two dudes just pulled swords. How you feeling about that?
I mean, Gorath, he's happy. That's just what he wanted, you know. Gorath,
Totally.
Gorath might even go so far as to say something according was like, "I was hoping you'd say that."
Cool.
That's so cool.
And will pull out his skull sword and kind of he'll turn his head sideways but without breaking eye contact and be like,
Looks like we're gonna have to fight this one, McMuffin.
Psst,
Huh?
plural.
Okay.
Gorath he's not one to wait around, so he'll charge forward, and just a nice overhead slash on let's say the white one, so that we're not being racist.
Solid. Racist in one way or the other, I suppose. Ooh, okay. 9. Cool. So roll me some damage. That's looking good.
2 sorry. 2.
Whew. Damn. That is some damage. Yeah, so you catch... Jesus, am I really going to say Whitey? we said Bluey and Reddy.
Blackie, Whitey.
Let's say Mr. White and Mr. Black. How about that? I really don't want to go with Whitey. Oh my god. Cool. Yeah, you like he did. Clearly, he was not expecting that, and like you just take him like right in the shoulder and like sink your blade into his shoulder, and like he lets out a like blood curdling scream, like that fucking hurt. So okay, let me. I gotta do now. I have to do some typing. Cool. With that, ooh. Mr. Black, he does his little mirror. What did I call it before? Let me look. He does like a shards of mirror blast from like from his hand. He just kind of blasts a shard of thing. Who did we just lose?
We lost Yulia.
And with that, one sec. Ooh, shit. Interestingly, he does 14 damage to you, minus whatever your armor is.
Minus 2, so 12.
You got 12 left?
Let's see. I've got 15 left.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. McMuffins?
McMuffins.
One of your guys has his arm stuck through the door.
Okay. Well, the McMuffins are kind of busy, so they're going to pull number 3 out of the door.
Cool. I thought you were going to pull more potions out of the door. That was going to be fun.
Not yet. Though I have an idea of when I will.
Cool. I would give you that doesn't take your full turn. What else would you like to do?
Okay. The Muffins are going to go run to where Gorath went. And Muffin number 3, just being the freaking brute that he is just going to charge at Mr. White and try to kick him.
Cool. He's going for the shin. Sweet.
Kick him in the shin.
And I will say I will give you advantage on this on your strength check too, because your rage. But this is the end of your rage.
Well, let's hope it works.
Yeah. Ooh. So what is that? 8? Cool. Yeah. Roll me some damage.
What are we going to roll for damage for unarmed, but in a rage?
That's true. So, what seems fair?
I would roll a 2d6, right, with my strength, or would it be something else?
So because you guys are level 5, 2d6 is right. So let's just do a straight 2d6. How about that? But yeah, if maybe with rage it's a little bit more. Let's see what it is.
I like the idea of 2d6 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, for sure that. There we go. That's good. Whatever your strength is, add that.
Okay. I gotta check what that is. Do I add any of my other abilities, like my skirmish?
Yeah. You guys have skirmish. I forgot you had skirmish.
That's why my damage is so high.
Yeah. What is skirmish?
Adds like a +1 to your attack damage or attack.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right?
+1 damage, more to armor, counts as 1 lighter.
Is it just 1 damage? It's not to
skirmish.
attack. Yeah, cool. Let's
Damage.
let's roll 2d6 plus strength plus skirmish.
Okay. Wow.
Still not bad. So Mr. White is just like he is feeling picked on. He is not happy. And so your kick, this is because he's still got Gorath's sword probably buried in his shoulder. And you just kicked him in the calf and probably really screwed him up, and he falls to one knee.
Heck yeah.
Does McMuffin get 2 more turns?
Yeah, I feel like they'd be broken. But I want to say,
Sure.
I don't know. Okay, sure. I'm fine. I'm not gonna say no. McMuffin 1, the original, is the original. Sounds like an album. Is going to whip out his beautiful slingshot with his beautiful gems, and he's going to shoot one right at White.
Cool. Let's have that dex. Fun stuff. Oh, yeah. Sweet. 9. Cool. Roll me some damage.
It would be 2d6 plus skirmish plus my dex, or just without my dex? I always
Without
forget.
your dex. Yeah, without your dex. We gave you the strength on that last one because you were raging.
Okay.
Ooh. Is that and you're doing that at white or black?
White.
Cool.
With the new gems, the blue ones.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Cool. And that gem kind of explodes a little. He was already on one knee and he just kind of falls backwards. Part of his head is missing and he falls kind of backwards awkwardly, bending his leg under his other one, which would probably hurt, and just falls to the ground.
Dead?
Yep.
Okay.
And muffin number 3 is just going to he's going to give me a second. He's going to pick out his silver short sword and he's going to try to swipe at that one.
Mm-hmm.
Black.
Mm-hmm. Again at his ankles probably. Or you're going for the knee maybe. A nice tender bit.
Cut his knees.
Mm-hmm.
Go for the Achilles tendon.
Totally. Ooh, you guys are rolling. Cool. Roll damage.
It'd just be a straight 2d6.
Yeah.
Well, with my skirmish.
Yeah, with skirmish. 10. Cool. Ooh. Yeah, so you slice him right around the, and he also falls to one knee. He's like, damn it. But then, oh, wow. You see him kind of bend a knee, right? And go down, and you see him just kind of try to randomly swipe you with his mirror sword and totally misses you right over your head. Just nothing. He just whiffs it. Gorath, what you doing?
Gorath.
You probably need to pull your sword out of White's.
Yeah.
Although he may have just slid off of it too, because he fell back.
Yeah, if it's still in there, yanking it out.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as Mr. Black is kind of down on one knee,
Mm-hmm.
Gorath is going to basically try to coup de grace kind of thing. Just plunge straight into his neck and into the chest cavity kind of thing.
Cool.
So 2, 6 plus 3. Right. Yep. I know my stats.
Ooh. Wow. You just make that one by the skin of your teeth. Yep. Cool. Yeah, so you get him. Roll me some damage.
Plus 3.
That plus 1 sword really works for you, doesn't it?
It's the skull sword is plus 2.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Cool. And then I've got plus 2 from slay and plus 1 from skirmish.
Yeah, that's rad. Woo. Yeah, cool. Down 11. Cool. Oh, and you definitely feel like, he is just super not happy. And he gets you he kind of swings at your because he's like really down on one knee now. You catch him in the shoulder, and he uses his other arm to just make a swing at you, and he catches you actually, which is weird. And then for 11 damage. So that's gonna hurt.
11 minus 2, 9.
So you've got 4 left.
6.
6, cool. Oh yeah, because you have armor. Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank God for armor, man. I love the way armor works in this game. Cool. But I feel like you've got the last shot. You have one more shot at him. Although, it's very weird with 3 McMuffins. I was not prepared for that.
I'm also not prepared for this either. Just mini McMuffins.
I would say because he took a shot in. Okay, it's McMuffin. You go, but yeah, let's culminate maybe your attack. Let's
okay. McMuffin's going to they're all going to say we can either bring you in cold or we can bring you in hot. We prefer for you to help us find our friend, but if you don't, my friend here might lop off your head. Which one would you prefer?
Just being threatened by a little McMuffin Slayer.
Yep.
Well, 3 at the same time, one of which literally killed their friend.
Yep.
He's rolling for intimidation, so that's a charisma roll.
Go for it.
Come on. 12!
Oh, that'll do it.
Okay. Sweet. So he's down on his arm, and he kind of drops his sword, puts up a hand, uses that hand to prop himself up because he's bleeding all over the what used to be a clean floor. And he just points at the hole that you punched in the wall. And then he falls on his back.
Is he dead?
No. Just mortally wounded.
McMuffin 1 points at McMuffin 3, says, and 2, pick him up, we're taking him. Goraf, let's go find Yulia. And McMuffin 1's going to grab his sword.
Okay. It's gigantic to you, of course.
Whoa.
This would be a double
mirror
broad
sword or something?
Yeah, but it'd be like a double broadsword for you. Because it's huge.
Whoa.
It's a bastard sword.
Yeah, I imagine you're dragging on the floor, and the 3 of you. Gorath is pretty banged up as well, so there's that.
McMuffin is just Cloud from Final Fantasy with his giant sword.
But he's just short and just stumpy.
Yep, and hilariously has no idea what those potions are, or if they would help or hurt Gorath.
So wait,
Gorath, you want to try one of these potions?
Are you guys
before we go down there?
Are you guys carrying Mr. Black or what? I missed that.
2 and 3 are carrying Mr. Black, but actually, McMuffin's going to stop for a minute. And he's going to go into his bag, and, one is. He's going to go into his bag and pull out some rope. Unfortunately, I bought some rope a long time ago.
We'll just say you still have it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Also, while you're reaching into your bag, all of a sudden, you grow to, and the three of you become one again. You're now normal size McMuffin.
Oh. Well, that was kind of interesting. Regardless, McMuffin's going to tie this man up.
Cool.
The game master is tired of giving you 3 turns.
Not my fault that I'm OP.
I figured it would last for, I don't know what it's a random thing, but I was like, this would probably behoove you for like a few rounds. And you had a few rounds, right? Like, just like the rage, that was pretty fun. But like, if you weren't just blindly beating at stuff, I guess that's what you would do in a rage. But either way, I rolled die of fate. It said, no, you're done. Yulia, what was that question that was on the tip of your tongue?
I think Yulia will just say, so what did you want me for? Why am I here?
And she says, well, that is an excellent question. She said, because I am going to give you a choice. Either you or your friend, and she points at Ivana, will be leaving here tonight. I'll be eating the heart of the other one. You get to decide.
I think just in Yulia's character, she will definitely offer herself up. Just leave Ivana, let her leave here. I'll do whatever.
But before you said that, that's where we're going to end today.
Dun dun dun! I knew it.
Oh man.
You are an evil bastard, Brian. Just throwing that out there.
I really am. It's really true. That was pretty fun. Gorath is really fucked up.
Desperately.
Somehow McMuffin never takes damage.
He's gonna get fucking KO'd in one shot in the freaking next freaking combat.
It could be.
Because fucking Gorath, if he gets hit anymore, he's gonna get KO'd.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. That was a
Gorath,
really fun
you know what you have to
session.
do.
That was a really fun session. I agree.
Totally.
That was
That was
fun.
enjoyable.
I was
we gotta
trying.
pick up McMuffin's fishbowl again. Forgot.
Oh yeah, that's true. Got to keep the fish. That was super fun. Yeah, like that's where I was like that. I don't know. I was trying to plot it out so we would have some good time to like, because this is kind of like the big bad of season 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So like, I figured it would go 2 rounds, two sessions. So that was actually super cool.
I definitely enjoyed that session. That was a lot of fun. I'm excited for the next one.
Yep.
That is super. The potion thing is fucking hilarious.
It's just like a random thing that McMuffin can pull out of his bag at any minute.
Yeah, and I'm just using I keep using the same. It's D&D speak random potion generator thing that is not disappointing. Let's just say I keep using this. I'm like, okay, just so that was super fun. Yeah, like partially. Yeah, I wanted you guys to have some idea of what's going on, and try to tie it back together so you didn't think I was just like completely bullshitting you the whole time. So that was pretty fun.
Oh dear.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah.
So if Yulia ever meets her doppelganger, is the doppelganger also going to roll like 6s the entire combat session?
Well,
It's
usually
the
you're
opposite, so it's gonna roll 12.
Exactly. It's going to boxcar you every time. It's going to be brutal.
Oh,
The 3 McMuffins. Nice job on the on our comic relief for the boys. That was pretty good. Very much enjoyed that. Super fun.
Yes.
I loved the robes. That was funny. Way to roll. I'm dying for you to roll something else on that skull cap table.
Right.
8 every fucking time.
That's 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
At least it's not the 2 that you rolled. So it was, you go blind for a while. That was helpful.
Yeah. Oh no, I think Yulia's frozen.
She's coming back. There we go. Yeah, that was rad.
I still can't hear her. I can hear her talking. I can't hear her.
You can't hear me?
There you
You
go.
can't hear me over?
Now we can.
Okay. Yeah. I was just saying, you've rolled 8 twice, whereas the first time I don't remember what the die was, but you went blind. So.
Yeah, it was 2. He critted on the first one.
I have to ask Brian, are the dice rolls, are they in any kind of order, like as you get higher the more successful it is, or is it just completely random,
Completely
whatever
random.
you get?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. Okay.
I kept like I try to make it even, like so it kind of follows in the same die rolls as us. I'm like, there's like super successes, and then there's not a ton of those, honestly. And then there's funny ones, and then there's not so funny ones.
They're funny for you.
They're all funny for me. Oh, I love this game so much. Super fun.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, you guys made so yeah. Just as a spoiler, just because it was fun for me. Like the stone golems were black and white because they have one has prestidigitation and one has, so he was doing the thuds, and one has the what's the other thing that you can do? What's the other?
Minor illusion?
Yeah, minor illusion. So he was doing so they were working in tandem to scare the shit out of you guys. I was like, I couldn't reveal it though because you guys just booked. I was like, okay. But I thought that was super fun for those guys. They were just trying to fuck with you, which I thought was funny. And then you just destroyed them.
Well, they got pretty far into me too, so.
Yeah.
Wait, were they trying to kill us?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Other than that, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, so they have some wizard ability, which I also thought was fun. That's because, I had to have black and white because all color and no color, right? All light, no light.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you can answer, but were black and white like the sub bosses?
They were just probably the more powerful of the color guard. They just had more abilities, I mean, if you can, go ahead.
Unless the color guard are going against a cleric who's not there for combat, they don't seem all that bad. Maybe it's just because we've had great rolls. But
Gorath just does a shit ton of damage.
Yeah.
what is it with you and those characters, Gorath? Like, I know at least 3 games that we've played where you just roll ridiculously well on your tank character.
Yeah. I still remember. The first time I played D&D, coming back to it, I decided to go Warforged, and I always roll my stats, and I rolled way too good on all my stats.
You were OP.
I was so fucking OP. I was a tank. I had crowd control.
That's awesome.
He had to change his character and take a demotion because it was just too overpowered.
Yeah,
nice.
I requested. I was like, I'm just steamrolling everything. We need to I got with the DM. I was like, we need to nerf my dude. Let's figure out how to do this.
Yeah, I mean because these guys are not sissies. Like, it's hilarious. Like, one of you always, it's either you or McMuffin, right? Like, McMuffin can't lose. He can't stop hitting stuff with his. But like, yeah, with that much to hit, it's really hard for you to miss at that point. So you are a little overpowered because I'm like, +3 is pretty. That's pretty aggressive.
That's pretty nice. Nice.
It's cool that they kind of limit it there. You can't go higher than a +3. At least Jules is right.
Yeah.
And
Not in D&D.
In this case, what I've noticed with Gorath, and there have been a couple exceptions when you roll bad, but usually I'm trading. I do a lot of damage, but I also take a shit ton of damage too.
You really do, yeah. And that's kind of the deal, right? Like, I really like this game's scoring better because you should mostly hit once you get good, right? Like, that's just how it should be. Like, you're good at swordplay, you're going to hit them oftentimes, and if you don't, it's funny, right? Like, that's cool. And so, and they're also of that ilk, right? Like, because generally, these guys are not. They're about same level as you guys. I always imagine like these guys would have been like. There's a reason the hag picks these dudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and as she kind of hinted and like out of game, like so she takes people that she thinks would be advantageous to be her guard, and as you probably as you guys remember, there were dudes chained up. She just has their doppelgangs kill them, and then has some guards. It's pretty. Wouldn't you do that? I would.
If I were a supervillain, yeah, probably.
Hell yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, so that's
I
super
think
cool.
It's funny because in the other game, I don't know that my character would have just immediately sacrificed herself for the sake of some rando, but Yulia definitely. Yulia's like, no, I'll take your place.
Yeah, that's cool, and you get that chance, which will be interesting. We'll see how that goes next time, but.